Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to a brand new special holiday episode. All month long, we're doing all these beautiful love stories just for the month of what month is it?
Month of no. I like month of Valentine's Day.
Let's try it again.
I liked what. No,
Let's just start over.
Going with that. The month of Valentine's Day. That's good.
So one more time.
Beautiful people, welcome to a brand new episode of FREAKQUELS, and it's a very special FREAKQUELS because all month long we're dedicating this show to specific things, and it's all about love and the holiday that brings people together.
That's adorable.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And what holiday is that?
Well, it would be a Valentine's Day. So, this is our first episode of the lovely season, and I'm your host, EJ Leeson, and with me today is my co-host, often imitated but never duplicated, Rory Calrasi. What's up, bro?
Well, looking at the clock, it is 12:41 a.m. as we do this episode right now.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I don't think I've slept much in the past 3 days.
Sweet.
So to answer your question, how am I doing? I'm doing fucking great.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
We're happy. We got the energy up. It's been
I'm
a
beyond
long day.
tired now. Now I'm just delirious, and all you people at home listening will have to deal with it.
Rory got a full shift of working. I got a full shift of working. Hence, I can't speak. And yeah, we're ready. We're ready to rock it.
Ready to party.
And of course, that beautiful voice, that third voice over there, belongs to the podkeeper himself, our little baby on board. Young Vince. What's up, baby?
I'm doing good. Crash into me. Feel free to crash into the car. It's okay. Baby on board. Who cares?
Baby on board.
Baby on board. Just crash in. Who cares?
No, we care.
Okay.
That's why we have that little sign
that
out
little
there.
sticker. I like that. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, so today we're talking about our first movie of the holiday season. And this is a movie that Rory actually picked. Do you want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah, I went online and wrote horror movies, and then I saw the name, and I'm like, we'll do that one. That's about as much thought
As you put into this. Thank you.
No, honestly, we wanted to do another theme because the Christmas episodes were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we're like, lightning striking twice, why not?
Yeah, let's
why not?
do it.
You know, and
So we're gonna do Christmas again? Oh,
we're doing
no.
Christmas episodes.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
All throughout February. Anyway. I just was like, hey, what's a perfect film to maybe start
getting the juices flowing, the mojo, get the mojo going. A
movie that really celebrates being rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all about the rejection.
Yeah, I like that tracks for this. This makes sense.
So this is for all you losers at home that don't have love.
Now I'm understanding why we picked this. Okay, I like this better now.
Oh, me and this girl, we have so much in common. We're both dead.
Yeah.
And brought back to life.
She's going to love me.
We're going to hit it off. And then they just scream in your face. And you're like,
it's meant to
be. It's not going to work out for me.
It.
Yeah.
Her standards are still very high, even in death.
But today we are talking about Bride of Frankenstein. What year did this come out?
1935.
Yeah.
I believe. Yes. Right?
How awesome is this movie?
You want to go first?
No, go ahead, Vince.
It was awesome. I loved this.
I was not sure how you were going to respond.
No, this was fantastic.
Okay, good.
I really enjoyed it.
Because it is a fantastic movie.
I'm rewatching it. It's so Shakespearean and over the top, and I love it. It was a roller coaster for me from the beginning to the end.
It's a classic.
I could see why it's a classic, and I will definitely watch the first one.
Oh, you
I will
should.
definitely watch Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you this. If you go down the line of Frankenstein movies...
So they have that available for... It's like 8 movies on Apple, and for like $40, I might just buy it just to have it.
Honestly, I think...
Oh, you can tell me to buy the Blu-ray?
No, buy the Blu-ray. No, the Frankenstein movies in general, the whole franchise, I think is worth watching. I mean, like I would say the first 3 are like the strongest.
Is the Dracula, because Dracula's in the package. Dracula, werewolf. Maybe it's not that director specifically, but it's like
I think they're
original...
probably putting it together with the Universal monsters.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what it's called, the Universal Monster Package. Yeah,
yeah.
But it shot beautifully. I'm sure you're going to talk about that. The sets were amazing. The makeup was awesome for 1935. That was the whole thing.
Wild.
Yeah, I wanted to definitely make sure that the date was 1935 because it looks awesome and it holds up. It still looks great.
And those looks are like still iconic. And,
the Jack Pierce makeup in it,
right?
Yeah,
It's
like he made the definitive versions of all of these characters.
Yeah.
Like when you think of like Dracula, when you think of the Frankenstein monster, the Mummy, Wolfman, the Bride.
Yeah.
It's all from those movies. And they keep remaking them and they try different versions of them, but like it's those images are just so iconic that they're seared into everyone's brain.
Yes.
Yeah. At the end of I know we're jumping all over the place already, but at the end of the movie, there's those shots of the lightning and the flashing and all the electricity in the background, and just that set design for that period of time had to be unbelievable and this had to blow people away.
Dude, even
when
like
they
those,
saw it in
even
theaters.
like those. I mean, we'll get to this scene, but when you see Dr. Pretorius's
I love him.
lab and he's got all the little people in the jars and stuff.
Yeah,
like that's so like wow, like that was kind of innovative.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah.
And what a great name, Pretorius.
Yeah.
Pretorius. He's the coolest.
Yeah.
You can see that Tim Burton definitely laid out like the blueprint for like the one, I don't know the character's name, but from A Nightmare on Christmas, like the one that makes Sally.
Yes,
He's
yes.
in the wheelchair.
Oh, sure.
Totally like wearing the same outfit.
Yes.
You notice that like the long lab coat.
Yeah.
And it's like crossed over like that, and then the like
Black gloves.
and everything. And you're like, oh yeah, you could tell Tim Burton totally was like, I'm gonna model this after Dr. Pretorius.
Do you think Ian McKellen saw him and was like, "That's gonna be my Magneto look in the first X-Men movie"?
Oh man, yeah.
He kind of looks like Ian McKellen
With the
a little
hair
bit. Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, I mean,
Well, the future, Charles.
Well, not them. So no, but there's so many performances in this movie, but him in particular it's just like outstanding because there's a few actors. Another one in this movie that is outstanding is the old man.
Yes.
And now we'll get into him too, but
The
man that's blind.
Yeah.
His acting can absolutely transition into today.
Yes.
Where, some acting, maybe like, no offense to the actor playing Henry or anything, but
Colin Clive?
yeah, it's not that it's bad.
It's
but,
very
it's like,
he's playing for the back row.
yeah. Like there's that old timey kind of acting where they're like, like real big and loud for the back row. Yeah.
Stage reference.
Yeah. And, but then you have like the old man who I feel like his acting could
Subtle,
be
yeah.
and something
There's
today.
a warmth in it too.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful scene, by the way. And we'll get there, everyone at home.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
I'm not, because we're just going to keep doing this. So just keep
let's
going.
go.
Yeah,
Let's go right
Wait,
into
hold
it.
on. I'm not done berating our audience yet, all right? I was saying, we're going to get to that scene that we were just talking about. So if you're sitting there right now and you're getting upset because you're like, oh, they're just jumping around. Shut up. We're going to get where we need to get to on our own goddamn time.
Yeah, you nerds.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to defend the listeners, but you guys got to be nicer. It's okay. I don't understand it.
Fine.
That's mean.
We'll be nice. How about this?
I like you guys.
We appreciate you.
Air quotes
We
again. They
couldn't
can't see.
do this without you.
No air quotes.
Even though you didn't buy our equipment or anything, so I guess we could do it without you.
But no, we we like you guys.
Kinda.
Kind of. No, so
You're all right.
Yeah.
This
none of us
movie
like
starts
it. It's
off-
okay. It's all a facade.
yeah. This movie starts off with the title credits rolling with a great old school music.
Yes.
I love it. And that's Franz Waxman who did the music. And I love the music throughout this whole film.
Yeah.
It's so good. I feel like
Gives it a real vibe.
yeah, because even like Todd Browning's Dracula, he uses a lot of like older
Swan
classical-
Lake.
Yeah. Yep. Swan Lake
And
music
then no music.
yeah,
that was an interesting thing that Todd Browning had going on in the original Dracula, and some filmmakers were having a problem with this music in movies because they didn't understand it. They're like, wait, do the characters hear it?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, they didn't understand score
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time?
like because it was new. I mean,
Yeah.
like you like a lot of these guys, they cut their teeth in like silent films.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
have to start adjusting to the talkies.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, I have to put music in the scene? Do they hear it? Only the audience hears it? Why do I need it? And then, you know, years later, you realize just how god darn important.
Yeah.
Actually, to be
Yeah.
fair, did you ever see, I don't mean to go off topic, but did you ever watch Dracula with the 1931 Dracula, Bela Lugosi? Philip Glass?
Oh, no.
Okay, so Philip Glass wrote a score for Dracula.
Yeah.
If you can ever check it out, it actually gives the film like a type of urgency.
Yeah.
It actually really does elevate it a lot. I like the dreamy quality of the version that we were given not without a score.
Yeah.
But boy, that Philip Glass score is fantastic.
Yeah, no, I haven't. And
Well,
now
then
I
you should
have
be
to
on the
watch it.
show, EJ.
I have
God
not.
damn it.
I'm sorry.
It's going to lay into you.
Should I call somebody?
We're gonna pause the show until EJ gets his act together.
And we're
Sorry,
back.
guys.
EJ, I'm
Gosh.
sorry for yelling at you. It's not you.
It's okay.
I
You
just
know.
have a lot going on.
It happens. But yeah, no, this movie, we open on a stormy night approaching Lord Byron's castle. And I kind of love this opening because it kind of is trying to set up the sequel. And so they're at Lord Byron's castle, and we see Lord Byron, Percy Shelley, and Mary Shelley all gathered around. They're kind of by the fire talking about Mary Shelley's first story. And they're
Rolling
like-
their tongues like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
it was
It was
awesome.
so over the top.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Frankenstein.
Your story, Frank. No, wait, do it.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, and it was outstanding. But then they also are kind of recapping the first movie a little bit, and they're showing the different scenes, and Mary Shelley
What a
is like,
kooky way to do that.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, remember this happened and this happened, and they're showing like all the clips from the first movie,
Hey,
and then Mary Shelley's like, wait, I got more.
There's more.
Yeah.
But
And
wait.
and they all kind of get on the one couch together.
Yeah,
It's funny. Mary Shelley, that's actually the bride.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to tell you something you didn't
No,
know.
no, I got that.
But that's
Thank you.
fine.
yeah,
I was ready to just rock your world
No,
with
I
that
read,
fact.
I
but-
read some things.
all right.
yeah.
I got
She
nothing
was
to offer.
She was great.
Yeah, she was awesome. We see the mill that was set ablaze in the first movie by the angry mob, and then the angry mob are just like chatting about the monster, and they're like, yeah, I hope that thing is dead. And what's the maid's name? I keep forgetting it.
She's also in The Invisible Man and just as shrill.
Yeah, just
Same
super
character?
shrill.
It could
basically.
It could be.
Yeah,
be. She's just like, I mean, her whole her
That's her
shtick-
shtick.
she works at the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her shtick is just to start screaming.
Be loud and obnoxious.
Whatever horrible thing's going on, she's there just to make it a little more unpleasant for
Yeah.
you.
And then the Burgermaster, he
Which
shows
is a
up.
great title.
I love that. Yeah. And he shows up. And
John
he's like,
Reckless is a burger
Burger
master.
Master.
He's a
Yeah.
Burgermaster. So he shows up. He's like, everybody go home. The monster's dead. And
So is this set up to be like the first movie ends and then the fire and then we're
Yeah.
picking right back up? Okay. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I figured.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
picking it right up where that
The first movie left off.
Yeah. And so we see that, they bring Henry out, and we don't know if he's dead or not, but they're like, yeah, take him to.
He survived a hell of a fall.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And
Was able to get up and walk around like less than an hour
Yeah.
later. It's
He was
impressive. Maybe he's superhuman. I don't know. But
well,
yeah.
he didn't need a jacket to go
Yeah.
out, and so,
Sure
so
you
maybe
can-
he's not fully healed.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he did make
may
a big
need a
deal.
jacket.
Yeah. So he sends them all home, and then we see Hans, who is the father of Maria, and just
She's
in
a
case
little
you-
girl that got herself
Drowned?
thrown. Yeah.
Okay.
she didn't get herself
Really
drowned.
fantastic scene, by the way. Like very iconic.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like the whole thing is like the little girl sitting by the lake,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like throwing like the tops of flowers into the water, and they're like floating.
Yeah.
And the monster kind of stumbles upon what she's doing.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like delighted by the whole thing. So then he starts throwing in flowers, and then she's throwing in flowers. Then he runs out of flowers. And he's like, I don't have any left. I guess you'll do. And he throws her in, and then she drowns.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hans and his wife remain at the mill, and Hans falls into the mill where the monster pops out and immediately drowns Hans. And then the monster gets to the top, and he throws the wife down into the hole. And the monster is 3 for 3 in killing this whole family. He's got it.
That family name died with those people.
Yeah. They're like, our daughter, I want to make sure this thing is dead. And then he immediately kills the dad and then the mom. And she's
saw the whole thing through. Good for him.
Yeah, he powered through and killed them all.
The monster's just killing legacies.
I know. That's what he does.
He's the legacy killer.
So meanwhile, these group of guys are carrying Henry's body to Elizabeth. And at first she's mourning at the sight of him. And then Henry...
Because he should be dead.
Right. His hand moves, and that lady just freaks out. She's like, "Wah!" And she lets out like this crazy ass scream.
Which is not exactly the reaction you should have when you find out that someone's actually alive that you thought was dead. You should be more like, wow, like your husband's alive.
Your employer's alive. And that's why she screamed.
If she didn't like him.
Yeah. That's why she screamed.
She was like, in the will. She was going to get all of it.
Yeah.
But he's alive now.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys know that the mob in this, like actually when they all went home, they were like, getting together like this all the time, it's kind of stressful. What if we, as the mob, just try putting this into the internet?
Okay.
And we'll go after people online.
Yeah, from
this
your
was
house.
actually the very beginning of
the
online mob mentality.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes. Because we actually did something on this in school of how like people are just come along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're one of us. Come with us and let's go.
Well, the only thing is, though, is that it didn't make for good sequels because in the first two, they're literally chasing the monster down. The later sequels, there's just like web pages that say #cancel Frankenstein monster.
You see a lot of this in the movies that we've watched. There was a Halloween where there's the mob mentality.
That's where it all comes from.
Yeah, it all stems from. Yes. I'm assuming the first one, not this one. The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one.
Well, there's some mobbing going on in this one too, but I would say
not as good mobbing. Better mobbing in the first one.
Maybe even going back to like. I'm pretty sure there's a mob in the Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney.
Oh wait, what about a fucking
Hunchback of
Notre Dame? Yeah.
Yeah, because he like scoops down to save Esmeralda.
Yeah.
And then the mob is like going crazy, throwing stuff at him.
But maybe we can ask the question: who wore it better?
Yeah. Which mob is the best?
I would say the Frankenstein ones had better clothes, better weapons. They had pitchforks, torches.
I actually like meetups, and I think we should go back to this instead of just like online bullying and
just like chasing people down.
Yeah, I think we should all gather at your local square, get riled up, bring your pitchforks,
and storm the Capitol.
Just
edit it out. Gone.
There it was.
It's gone. There it is.
Oh,
God, not even kidding. That's right out of the show.
Yeah.
That would have been a great
Grab
joke.
your pitchforks.
Oh, God. No, leave it in. I'm for that.
Yeah,
We're all on agreement.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's a joke. How about let's just go there. It's a joke. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it was a joke.
Right.
We all laughed. Hopefully you laughed. If you didn't laugh,
you guys don't have to explain yourselves. The clip's gone.
It's gone. If nothing made it, it's definitely not that. But so we see where bedridden Henry is fixated on the guilt of his creation, but immediately is like, you know what? I know the secret of life, and maybe I should have created more, and bred more men. And and Elizabeth goes, whoa, 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 and then she's like, wait, you know what? I saw an apparition, and she starts to go into this hysteria, and how this apparition's in the room and it's coming after them.
Yes, there's nothing there. I don't
Yeah.
see anything.
Right.
But he looks to
Yeah,
see.
to make sure.
That's
just
the
to make
funny
sure.
thing. She's like this figure came to me. He's like, where? Wait, where? Is he in the room?
Well, and she's like, I don't know.
not there.
I love how she's like, there it is. Okay. And like, it just
But then
stops.
someone knocks on the door.
Yeah.
So
Remember how I
that's
said
fine.
that he was playing for the back? She was playing for the highway.
all the way out there. Yeah.
I think
it's a lot.
if there was any direction you can give that woman, it would be like, just scale back a little bit.
Yeah, but I get it for the time.
I love it personally.
That was my thing.
I'm just being a dick.
when we got
Whoever's
that
grandmother this is.
when we got through that first segment of the three of them on the couch, I was like, okay, I know exactly what this is going to be like. It can't be more ridiculous than that.
Right.
If it was anything other than what it is, it wouldn't be a classic.
No, and it's great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like I said earlier, like the acting, it is, you get like the two different levels, you know, one that's kind of maybe popular at the time, and then, you know, some who are giving performances
Yeah.
that can transition into our time, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like Elizabeth is a mixture of the two. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, wow, she's really good in this scene. And then others I'm like, okay, yeah, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
But I like it. I don't know.
This kind of gives it like a fairy tale quality.
Yeah.
Her performance, a lot of the performances of this doesn't feel like real world stuff, and I like that.
Yeah,
You know?
and like at the time too, a lot of these actors were doing stage.
Yeah.
And so like transitioning,
Yeah.
you're not like, you're still thinking you're
You're acting for
on the
everyone.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that you can see that in certain
And
performances.
it also, some of it just because of the time, it looked like a stage. It looked
Right.
like that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
you would think that like
Dude,
just
you
here
should
is
see
the first.
some like the first movie, like the sets
Yeah,
look like
a okay.
but perfectly so.
Yeah, but
This
again,
is very stylistic, you know.
1935. This thing was almost 100 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that
insane.
wild?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
That
yeah.
is weird.
That's
Isn't it?
another 10 years from now. It's 100
100
years
years.
old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy
How
shit.
crazy is that?
Yeah.
And we saw
Wow.
this in the theater when it first opened.
Yeah, when this first opened.
How?
Oh, well, it was, I don't want to say it.
Yeah. Did you remember
I
we
already
were
got
wearing
my pitchfork bit cut out, so
or did you?
I hope not.
I'm keeping it.
keep it. So downstairs, Dr. Pretorius stops by to visit, and he's urging to see Dr. Henry. And so Dr. Pretorius enters and asks for a private conversation with Henry. And then Dr. Pretorius, he's like, hey, let's collaborate. You and I, we both kind of come from like the same, you know, I like the cut of your jib, you like the cut of my
We're
jib.
both weird guys.
I like what you're doing.
We're both
Yeah.
ghouls.
And at first, you know, like Henry's like, no, I've learned my lesson. And Dr. Pretorius lures him in by saying he too discovered the secret of life. And he's like, why don't you come visit my lab? And that's when he's like, well, if I go anywhere, I'll have to get my coat.
See, like, I don't know what the song and dance is all about with Pretorius, because all he had to say to him is like, he's like, oh, we should team up. He's like, no, I can't do that anymore. And he's like, I literally started a monarchy inside little jars.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'd be like, I have little people in jars.
Okay.
I'd be like, I'll get my coat.
No, fuck my coat. Let's go now.
yeah.
You know, they're jars, right? You could have brought them with you.
No.
No. We have to
be
go
at
back.
the lab.
Yeah.
For the reveal.
So they get to his lab where Dr. Pretorius is showing off his experiments. These tiny little, maybe like 6 inches.
Yeah.
And these tiny little people. And there's a little bishop, a little king, a little queen, and
Ballerina.
a ballerina
Who
a
only
little
dances
mermaid.
to like one song, I guess.
Yeah, she only knows
And not
one.
well, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's a little
Clearly,
person in a
she's
jar.
not doing stage work.
She only knows one song, so yeah. She can't be that good.
Right. And so Victor is, Henry. I keep messing this up because
That's okay.
I read the book, and so sometimes I'll say Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah, you're right.
No
You
one's
know what I
listening.
mean?
No
Dude,
one's
you're
gonna
okay
care.
to
It's
do
all
that.
good.
Yeah.
Because in
Do
the
you
book
best-
it is Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
In the first movie, I still to this day don't understand this. In the book, it's Victor Frankenstein, and his best friend's name is Henry. But for some reason, in the first movie, his best friend's name is Victor, and he's Henry.
What would the only thing I could think of is what would the nationality of the name Victor do to the American populace at the time?
Ooh, you're overthinking it.
Am I?
You
what
are.
What was it then?
I'm gonna say that they were just like, let's change this for the sake of changing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because like you said, yeah, there's his best friend Henry that he meets in college when he goes leaves Geneva to go and
Cry the whole book. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, Victor, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, in the movie it's Henry. Actually.
We eventually did get a Victor Frankenstein in the form of Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
And the Hammer movies. We should talk about those someday.
Hammer?
Hammer horror, like the Hammer productions.
You're talking gibberish
God
to me right now.
damn it. No,
good stuff.
we'll talk about that someday. But we're not going to do that now.
Yeah, one of my actually, I do want to throw this out there because I feel like I would be remiss if I did not talk about this. But my
Please,
favorite adaptation
Please do.
is Kenneth Branagh directed one in the 90s, and it's like my favorite.
The Mary
adaptation.
Shelley's Frankenstein?
Yeah,
With is De Niro the
monster.
The monster, yeah.
Yeah, and then Helena Bonham Carter is Elizabeth. And yeah, it's really, really, really good.
I remember seeing it a long time ago, and I remember liking it because
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, Bram Stoker's Dracula worked." Because
Right.
I don't know if you ever saw that, Vince, with
Yes.
Winona Ryder and
Yes.
and Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Wolves, you call that music? Whoa, Dracula, dude. Yeah, that in the 90s they were trying to do a thing where they were trying to bring back the classic movies, and they were
Yeah.
like, hey, so Dracula worked, let's do Frankenstein. Frankenstein, kind of worked. Let's do The Mummy and make everyone's childhood better
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
with
did.
Brendan Fraser.
Thank you.
yeah, and
Appreciate
that was a
that.
great
Honk, if you'd rather be
adaptation
watching.
of The Mummy.
We just
too.
rewatched it
Yeah.
a couple months ago. That first one's kind of awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's lots of fun.
Benny, you're on the wrong side of the river. I love that.
It's a better Indiana Jones movie
Than
than
Dial of
Dial
Destiny.
of Destiny, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, Vince, I definitely recommend Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Okay.
It's amazing, and we'll talk more about it probably
Okay.
like towards the end of this too, because I do want to bring up one
Sure.
of my favorite things of that, because it really is the closest thing to the book.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen so far in terms of media.
What is the deal with the character being, I can't create life, and then, or I want to create life again? She says no, and he flips. This guy is back and forth. Is he mentally unstable? This mentally unstable in the first
Pretorius?
one? No.
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah, I mean he's a little.
I mean, he's definitely
digging up
screws loose.
corpses.
But was he
Right.
back and forth and wishy-washy? That kind of bugged me about him.
So yeah,
No, in the first one I would say he's more driven by an obsession.
Yeah.
He's definitely more villainous in the first one.
But this guy flipped to two sides in like
the reason
a
for it
span of a
though is
minute.
that like in the first movie he's like, I gotta create life. He creates life, and then he gets a good look at it, and he's just like, I perverted the natural order of things, and people die from it, and he's completely consumed by guilt,
Yeah.
So I think in this one, it's like he's learned a lesson, but he is who he is.
Yeah.
So he still has that curiosity.
Okay.
But for the record, so we can get back on track with your notes, I just want to say one thing. Dr. Pretorius walks in and he's like, I need to learn from you. But I'm like, do you?
Yeah.
Because, Henry, you created a man who lumbers around and is barely able to communicate. Pretorius, you have people in jars.
Yes.
Who are dressed up in little costumes. You got one who's a ballerina.
And
You
they-
made a mermaid? God
Yeah.
can't even do that.
Yeah, and you know what? He like made all of these, and they have like careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're doing well for themselves.
They're all trying to sexually assault that poor queen, though.
Yeah.
What?
The king. You didn't
Yeah.
see the king? I
He
saw
dived
that.
out of
Yeah.
his jar and he's trying to get in there.
Not to mention the skill to be able to sew little outfits for these people.
Oh, right.
That's not easy to do.
I feel like Pretorius's role in this movie, he should have just like showed up and just started bragging.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you think that monster's cool?
Wait,
I got jars of
jar
people.
people.
Which, again, a little bit more fascinating.
What is in that jar? What is in that jar?
But go on.
So we see Henry really isn't impressed and is actually disgusted at the idea of it. So Dr. Pretorius is like, let's make your monster a mate, like a woman. And at one point Henry's like, yeah, okay, sure. So he does, like, he flips.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like is constantly like, no. Let's make him a mate. Oh.
It'd be kind of cool to have two monsters dating.
So
It'd be cute.
we cut over to the monster who scares a girl that falls into the water, and these two guys show up and they shoot him in the arm.
He jumps in to save the little girl.
Yeah, like he
yeah.
like scares the girl, she falls in, and then he tries to
jumps
help
in-
her,
yeah.
and then she's
As
like,
he's getting out.
and she screams, and then these two hunters are running by, and they're like, "Hey, get away from her!" So they shoot him in the arm, and then the guys rush back to town, and they get another angry mob all
Right
set
away.
up and ready to go
Right away.
They're
Yeah.
just
they're
putting their
right.
pitchforks away from the last
Put them
one.
away.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what's cool about the monster in this movie? I like how Jack Pierce actually did a cool thing with his makeup. Because you see battle damage on him in this movie.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's all kind of like ripped up, and you can kind of see like metal plates and shit underneath.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. But we
Yeah.
don't have to talk about that.
No,
I just think Jack
I love
Pierce
it.
was an underrated special effects artist.
even the gunshot wound is like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the way they did that for that time period, it was like bang.
Well, they
and it was
actually
like,
shot Boris Karloff.
yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah. They're like, Boris, how committed are you to playing this monster?
You literally want to take one for the team?
He's just like,
He's like Flyboy. He's
I
like,
actually, God rest.
yeah.
Flyboy.
But yeah, we see this happen with the monster, and they all search the woods, and they catch him, and they catch the monster, and they hog tie him, and they bring him back into town, and they lock him up in a cell, and he breaks out immediately.
They
Like,
chain him up, and that can't hold him.
Yeah, he's just like bang, bang, bang. I'm out, and he's running through the town. and he's-
Tears through the door, gets right out of the castle.
Yeah, he causes a little havoc while he escapes the town, and
And of course, he runs into that lady.
right,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. And she's like,
I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird when he stopped at a cafe for a coffee.
yeah.
Did you guys find that weird?
Need a little pick me up.
I thought that was kind of weird, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, man, and they like didn't. Like, even the mob was just waiting outside. I thought that was courteous.
It was weird because
Where
it
is he?
was like
He's
a
getting
weird
the
hard
coffee.
cut because he's like tearing through the town, terrorizing everybody, and there's this hard cut, and he's just standing at the counter. He's like, I think I'd like a double mocha, whatever bullshit drink you make.
Mind
It's
if I
fine.
smoke this in here?
And like the cashier's just on his phone, not even looking at him
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
pub-
yeah, yeah, sure,
that's
yeah.
customer service today.
Yeah, that's customer service today. And it's like, cash or credit. And it's like, what? Here's cash.
Do you
And they're
accept
like,
monster bucks?
yeah. Do you have Monster Bucks?
Are you a member of our app?
See, Monster Bucks.
I don't like app. No download app.
No app. Only cash.
Only American Express.
But Monster Bucks would be a great, like, Starbucks for monsters.
Monster bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little.
Right? It's
I
instead
would
of
love
like
that.
the like little lady, like mermaid lady, you could have like a Medusa, and it's like, right?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a
Monster
bat.
Bucks. Yeah, we should open a Monster
Want
Bucks.
to open
Let's
a
do it.
monster bucks?
Yeah, let's do it.
And we'll keep the profits from Vince.
As always.
As always.
Yes. My family's starving.
Okay, good. And so, so in the woods, the monster, he comes across this old man, and this old man, he's playing the violin, and the monster is drawn to the music. He actually is enjoying it, and the old man, he's like, "Come on in, take a seat." And the old man is blind, so he isn't really frightened at the sight of the monster. And for the first time in this movie, and even from the first one, this is the first time the monster is actually shown like human
Compassion.
decency.
Yeah.
I thought they were leading to that when he jumped in to save the little girl. Like, oh, he's not terrible.
Oh, right. No, but everyone treats him terrible.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
What's interesting
Oh,
about
I
the
see what you're
monster is that he's not like he doesn't start off and he's just like a wild animal. He's like a child.
Yes.
Actually, I mean, like the book Frankenstein. I mean, you can kind of sum it up as just
Yeah.
being a book about bad parenting. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
Yeah. It really is, and
And-
it's just like because even in the book, like he does have like moments of kindness.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Too.
I always felt like these movies would be resolved pretty quickly if somebody would just give the monster a hug.
Yeah.
He just wants acceptance. He wants to be loved. That's the whole thing with the bride. You know, he just wants someone to connect with who understands him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it just made me think the Bill Burr bit of like if someone just told Hitler like, hey, those drawings are pretty good. Maybe it would have been different. Hey, it's pretty. I like what you did there. That's pretty good. Just encourage him just a little bit.
Yeah.
But like you were saying with the guy, the first you so what you're saying is this is the first time someone is showing Frankenstein compassion.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he can't see him, he can't see what he looks like.
Actually, Vince, it's the Frankenstein's
Monster. Oh, God damn it.
yeah. No, but
And I quit this podcast.
that was it.
That was the one.
His name's actually Frankenstein.
Stein. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
It's actually not unless it's brewed in the French region of Frankenstein, then it can. Otherwise, it's just sparkling Frankenstein. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Yes.
I don't know where the fuck that came from. I'm sorry.
It's because now it's technically 1:18. That's where that came from.
Okay, good. So you're gonna cut that out. Go ahead. Move on.
Oh, we're keeping it.
Oh.
So, so the monster is shown this human decency, and the two kind of hit it off, and now, like, the man is giving him, like, shelter and food, and so he starts teaching the monster how to say bread, friend, and smoke, and when he gets
Drink.
and drink.
Fire good.
And, so when he gets that smoke, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, smoke
Gets into
is
it.
great. And he
Got
loves
any
it.
monster grass?
Smoke good. Oh, yeah.
Monster hungry now.
Yeah.
Munchy monster.
So they share a cigar, and the monster is like freaking loving it. It's actually one of the funniest scenes I think in the movie. There's like a couple
endearing,
funny
man.
moments, but yeah, it's like endearing. But even just how oh good, you're
Oh,
like,
good, yeah.
good. Yeah, like smoke good.
Is wait before you go any further? Is the arm wave? Was that in the first one? Because I love that.
Oh yeah, when he does the arm wave for stuff.
Yeah, to get out of There was
Yeah.
no one there, and he was doing it. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah. Every time, yeah, no, he,
Someone's always coming up behind the poor guy.
yeah, he's so used to people like
Just
he
coming
has
up
to
behind him.
defend
Yeah,
himself.
Yeah.
So anytime he's like, no, he has to do the little arm movement. But everything's going well with the two until these two hunters show up and just ruin it all because they're like, hey,
He'd have been. They could have lived happily ever after.
yeah, like those
Credits.
two,
Credits, yeah.
credits, and I would have been like, I like that movie. That was good.
What about a funny way to end the movie? Like all that build up with like Pretorius and Henry Frankenstein teaming up again or together, and then you just get to that scene where the monster and the man are just talking, and then it ends there.
Yeah.
So like nothing's resolved.
It's nothing.
yeah. So
You're like, why did I watch this?
This is classic.
this is a
Bar was
classic.
pretty low back then.
I would have liked it.
It's the ending you wanted, you know.
Yeah, that's what I want. He's a nice guy. The monster. He's. I mean, he killed off the whole family line of a whole lineage, but that's okay.
3 for 3.
He's 3 for 3. But yeah, so these two guys, they show up and they just ruin it all immediately, and it puts the monster into like this fit of rage, and he ends up trying to like beat them up and hurt them, but he actually ends up burning down.
He knocks
this
over the lamp,
house.
and then he traps himself into the corner with fire.
Yeah, and so he burns down the old man's house instead.
Did you find it weird when he ran back in for the box of cigars?
Yeah.
He wanted that.
Yeah, he's
The old man's like, help me. He's like, smoke
good.
friend, dead
Friend Crispy.
Wanted all that smoke.
Yeah. So the monster is on the run again, and he's on the run from the mob, and ends up in the crypt. And I actually love the set of the crypt. It's really cool looking. And
Spooky.
Yeah.
Spoopy.
And that's when he comes across Dr. Pretorius, and Dr. Pretorius.
What were you doing in here?
Two men, yeah. and they're just grave robbing a body, MBD.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what they
No
do.
big deal.
That's
Yeah.
literally what they do. That's their thing.
He was
Yeah.
also, I think Pretorius was also tagging the place. And
Yeah.
like Pretorius, WUZ.
Here,
Yeah.
with backwards Z. Be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my crew.
Pretorius.
Pretorius.
So Dr. Pretorius hangs back. He's like, you know what? I kind of love being down here.
Yeah,
You
I'm
two
gonna-
take off.
I'm gonna crack open a sandwich on
Yeah.
top of a dead body.
And a little bit of wine. and just enjoy my drink over this dead corpse we just found and buried up. So, and that's when the monster finally approaches him. And he's like, and it's funny because the monster approaches, he's like, smoke, friend? You know? And he's
What?
like, yeah.
And I also love, what are the chances of them meeting together down there?
Yeah. And he's like, he doesn't really offer him his smoke, but he does have wine. He's like, here, this
Drink.
is better.
Yeah.
And then he drinks, he's like, oh,
yeah.
good, good.
knows the good
Monster
stuff.
fucked up. Monster can't
Oh,
drive.
wait, I forgot. One of my favorite lines is there at the beginning. Pretorius is with Henry, and he offers him a glass of gin. He goes, "Would you like some gin? It's my only weakness." And then he goes to the other guy. He goes, I think he says to Frankenstein's monster, "Do you want some smoke? It's my only weakness."
Oh,
He goes two
yeah.
separate things. So I think I'm going to use
Don't
that.
pitch our movie.
I know.
Someone will take this gold.
I know.
We gotta film that as a running joke like that.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No joke.
It is?
For real.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love that because I'm going to try and use that like multiple times. It's my only weakness.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Spaghetti,
You
my
know that
only
we
weakness.
probably drew that with like not even realizing. From
Oh,
this.
subconsciously?
Yeah.
You do that shit all the time. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like maybe. Well, I know we joked about it. Like I mean, our version is really funny though too.
I mean, we don't have creative ideas.
No.
We just steal from others.
Yeah, but
That's
so,
the best way though. Cherry
Yeah.
pick. Yeah.
So so the monster.
Call me Bob Kane.
Yeah, Bob Kane. So they bond over this wine, and the monster actually loves the idea of having a lady friend. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make you a lady friend. What do you think about that? The monster's like, lady friend? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the monster confesses, he's like, I hate living like dead. And I was like, yeah, that's most of us, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Get in line.
We all relate, man.
Monster has to get job.
Support family.
Monster work fast food job. That'd be really fun to see.
Yeah.
Him
just,
working at like a McDonald's.
flipping burgers and stuff.
Frank, where's my burgers?
Coming up. Bing.
Annoying manager, bad.
Bad manager. Bad burger. Hate life.
Frankenstein's monster, you burned the fries again.
Fire. Don't fire me.
Firing bad.
Support good. So
Monster on unemployment.
he just oh my god. Monster need financial support.
Monsters falling on hard times.
We can say
You can't even get it into the microphone.
we can set you up as a janitor at this old 80s themed pizza place.
Ow.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay.
Monster make
actually
$5 an hour.
So Dr. Pretorius stops by to see Henry.
Ow.
That hurts. So Dr. Pretorius, he stops by to see Henry, and Henry refuses to help Dr. Pretorius, and then the monster stops by, and he asks too, but it's a hard no from Henry. So the monster kidnaps Elizabeth, and Henry is informed, and Dr. Pretorius promises to return her if Henry helps. And Henry agrees. So they climb the tower and head to the lab up at the top of the tower.
Can I go back? Because I think another one of my favorite parts is when Pretorius tells the two guys, hey, we need, this isn't fresh enough.
Yeah.
Is that now or is that later on?
Oh,
and
no, it comes up in a sec. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love that.
Yeah, no, go ahead, finish that scene.
No, so he essentially says, this isn't good enough. We need another one. So he's like, go get me another body. And he just goes out, kills someone, throws him in a knapsack, and brings him back. I love that.
Yeah. And it's just some lady.
People used to work harder at
down
their
the
jobs
road.
back then.
Yeah. She's just like walking, and he's like,
perfect.
And he just grabs
I
her.
I gotta get back.
Yeah.
Okay, my boss is waiting. So hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to clock out at 5:30. Just gotta wrap this up.
This is like a last minute errand.
He's like looking at his watch. It's like 5:20. Oh, shit. You'll do.
I don't want to miss Jeopardy again. Celebrity Jeopardy this night.
I skipped my lunch.
Yeah, I skipped lunch.
I kind of need something.
Get home. So Henry gets a heart from the murderer, and the monster's upset, and Dr. Pretorius is like, hey, here's some alcohol, which calms the monster down. He's like, "Urgh." He's like, hey, drink this, man. And so I like that. Like,
puts a little something in it too, doesn't he? Yeah.
And Dr. Pretorius is basically trying to get like Frankenstein hooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On like alcohol.
Yeah. So you're saying I can't your Frankenstein, which is now on welfare.
Yeah.
You're trying to develop an alcohol dependency for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Coming up next
Dr.
on-
Pretorius is.
Coming up next on Behind the Music, the monster falls on hard times.
Drink good.
Pretorius gave me drink.
Pretorius friend.
I also wonder too, like watching Pretorius.
No, he's not your friend.
I also wonder if like Pretorius taking that powder and putting it in the drink before he just gave everybody from then on the idea of, hey, I could do that in a bar.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I wonder
from this film.
I wonder if that was the seed that was planted into,
Yeah.
hey, I could do that. That's easy.
That's a good idea.
We should.
This movie, killing lineages and ruining lives.
And alcohol addiction. All trying to get
These
someone.
are the things no one talks about with this movie.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we're tackling a lot of great subjects here.
My eyes are from tears, from smiling so much, from laughing so much. My eyes are blurry.
My tears are from unfulfillment.
Okay.
And that's different.
So Dr. Pretorius and Henry, along with Carl and Ludwig, they prepare as the storm rages on, and they're getting everything into place. And the monster arrives, and he throws Ludwig off the side of the castle. Great Texas switch.
Yes.
Because he like hits him down to the ground, and then you could tell clearly it's a mannequin he picks up and he throws off the side of the castle. I'm like, oh, that's a good Texas switch, though. It was. I thought it was pretty good.
And then the other thing I was thinking was like, oh, here comes the Wilhelm scream. But I was like, no, wasn't invented yet.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it though.
And so then down in the lab, Dr. Pretorius and Henry's experiment, it worked, and the lady monster is alive. And by the way, Elsa
Lanchester
is awesome in this. Like when she you see her for the first time, just the aesthetics, the way she plays it, and it's just like it's awesome.
It's fantastic because she has to have way under 10 minutes of screen time and it is just
She almost
so
steals
iconic.
it. Yeah, she almost steals it.
Yeah, and it's so much to the point that even like from what I understand, Marge Simpson
Is
the
the
hair,
Yeah.
you know? It's just like it's just cemented in pop culture, and it was just like a couple shots of her, and she's just so fantastic looking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, dye my hair blue and call me Marge because I love you, homie. I want to go back just a little bit. All of those shots, I referenced this in the beginning of the electricity and them trying to get her, the face, the lighting of them just staring off the camera, and just those faces and the lighting and everything flashing behind. We always talk about, like, I would take a picture of that and put it on the wall. Some of those shots are ridiculous. Oh, like they would hold up today. They look so good.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, people still dress up as Universal monsters.
Yeah,
like who?
I don't know, Kim Kardashian.
I did to your party.
Oh yeah, you did. He did. He dressed up as one of the
He didn't even know, if I remember. Man. He just showed up that way, right?
Right. He was the Invisible Man. He never came. And no, I'm just kidding. No, he was all bandaged up like the Invisible Man and looked
I was
awesome.
on a fire and I thought, hey, let's make something out of this.
Yeah.
He almost won one of the categories too.
Really?
Yeah.
It was all my beliefs and my opinions that I was vocalizing very loudly while intoxicated. It cost me some votes.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
we'll get you to run for Congress, and that won't matter. So
no,
right, not at all.
Call me Gary Hart.
Yeah,
and ours, and you know what? I think you would make an excellent, just candidate,
like a senator.
So? Yeah,
you think something
you
like
think
that?
So?
Yeah,
you don't
like
think some of those skeletons in my closet are going to come out?
Nah, who cares? We don't care about anybody else's. Why would we care about
embrace the skeletons?
All right, fine. I'm going to announce my bid for the presidency.
Good. It's about time.
Yeah. If you vote for me, you won't have to pay money at the vending machines no more. And not just that, at 2 o'clock every day at work, water slides.
Yep.
Love it.
And you know what? You should make ATMs only deposit. Like, you can only take out like maybe $10.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'll do that if that'll make you happy. Just give me your vote. What do you want, Vince?
I don't like puppies, so let's get rid of puppies.
No.
No. Vince, this is why we don't feed you or your family.
He said I can have anything I want.
But if you'd like to vote for me, you can go on to the FREAKQUELS podcast. No, wait. Go on the FREAKQUELS Facebook.
Yeah.
Go on Spotify and Apple and all those places, and you can follow me. It's like voting for us.
Right.
I like that.
Voting for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my tiredness is really getting in now.
Vote and share. Yeah.
Wait, let me try it again. Vote for me, stupids.
That's good.
Perfect.
That's my campaign's slogan.
Yeah.
I'll
right on the sign.
I'll follow you anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get my tiki torch. I'm right behind you.
Yeah,
And
man.
spell stupids like
With a
misspell
Z?
it.
Stupids.
Stupids.
Yeah, 2 O's instead of a U.
And a Z at the end instead of an
Yeah.
S.
Hey,
Stupids.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I think everybody will agree that I am the better option of the choices we have.
Correct.
Cut out of the episode.
Keep it
Gone.
But yeah, so the monster, so she wakes up and she's awesome and she's like not understanding everything.
And this is the first time I got the this reference.
Yeah.
With the arms lifting up. And
she's
see, I'm doing it now too, where I'm doing a visual thing on a podcast.
And so the monster comes down the stairs and he's trying to woo her at first, and she is not.
He was like bouncing his eyebrows.
Yeah, he's like,
He has like a box of chocolates and flowers.
Yeah, he's doing this thing with like
The
where he
heart
puts
pounding?
the heart pounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Did you think it was weird when he reached into his pocket and he purposely made like a clip of $100 bills fall on the floor?
yeah.
Did you think
He
that was
like,
weird?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't even know I had that up.
Sorry.
Money good.
Money good.
Cash my welfare check.
No alcohol or substance abuse.
I haven't touched. Monster haven't touched drop in days. Monster on the wagon.
But she is like not interested at all. And
What a great scream. She just screams.
She just screams at him.
It's great, yeah.
Because at first, like, it seems like she's like, oh yeah,
Maybe.
and then she just lets out this
Guttural
scream,
I loved
and
it.
it's amazing.
Reminds us all of high school, doesn't it?
yeah. one way to get rejected.
Hey, we go to the prom with me? A simple no would have been fine, but
Sufficed.
your message is loud and clear.
So Elizabeth arrives just in time, and her and Henry get out, and the monster's like, "You go, live life, me stay behind." And,
We belong dead.
yeah, and he destroys the lab, killing
With
himself.
the handy-dandy self-destruct lever.
Yeah, it's just like
The lever is just
Dr.
there.
Pretorius is like, "Oh, I set this lever here just in case I want
You
to
could
blow shit up."
Bump into that thing.
Yeah,
It's like sticking out. Oops.
the cleaning lady's there, and she hits it with her mop, and just like.
Self-destruct levers. They're my only weakness.
So my only weakness. So the lab blows up. It kills the monster, the bride, and Dr. Pretorius, and that is the end. Now,
It's another family.
right, but originally, so Elizabeth and another family down.
It's killing it.
Yeah. But yeah, in the book, Elizabeth is the one that is killed, and on the wedding night.
So instead
the
of being
monster
taken
rips her
hostage,
heart out. Yeah, because the monster's like, "Make me a mate." He like finally tracks down Victor. He's like, "Make me a mate, make me a mate." He's like, "No, not at all. I'm not doing it at all." And then eventually, because he doesn't do it, he kills her. And then Victor
Brings her-
is so like. He was in love with her,
Yeah.
like the love of his life. So he brings her back.
so to get her back, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
Wait.
then in Kenneth Branagh's version, the bride is like just all messed up, her like no hair at all, and it's Helena Bonham Carter, and she's like, it's really messed up. Like her makeup looks awesome in it. But yeah, so that's like how Elizabeth doesn't get to run away with Henry at the end.
Okay, so
but-
I have a question.
Yeah.
See, when I read the book Frankenstein, I was a little intoxicated when I was reading it, and I seem to remember when he's like, "I'm not going to make you a mate," and then there's a whole chapter about the monster setting up an online dating profile.
Okay.
Do you ever read the
didn't.
book?
No, I didn't.
Can you tell me if that's in there?
Yeah.
Hey, people at home listening to this, can you tell me right now, is there a chapter in the book Frankenstein where the monster sets up a dating profile?
Yeah.
Which website are we on?
I think I don't know.
OnlyFans, or is it
Plenty of
Grindr, or is it Tinder, or what are we talking about?
I think
Okay, so I don't actually know the name of any of these dating sites. So how about this? Insert funny name.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say Plenty of Dead.
Plenty of dead. Plenty of
Syringe.
Oh, you wanted like a funny joke.
yeah,
I got
like
hold on.
farmersonly.com or something like that.
Oh, okay. Monsters only.
Monstersonly.com. There it is. That's what I was
Yeah.
going for. Yeah.
Perfect.
What is on his bio?
Fire good.
Fire
good.
Drink good.
drink good, smoke good.
What are some of
Friend.
your turnoffs? Mobs.
Fire.
Self-destruct lever. What do you do for What do you do for a living? On welfare.
Struggling.
What's a quirk that you have? Sometimes I recite the Serenity Prayer.
Sometimes I feel like a donut. Sometimes I don't. Need to exercise more.
For the record, this sounds like a far better chapter.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's the movie.
Monster got match. She didn't show up for the date.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of this movie?
I'm fucking delirious at this point. I love the movie. I thought it
Yeah.
was fantastic. I'm definitely going to go back, watch Frankenstein. This is something like I tell the kids, yeah, this is enjoyable. And
Yeah.
that's of all the movies we've watched,
Yeah.
this is safe for young, very, very young age. Not to talk, you two have been seeing gore since the age of 6, so
Yeah.
probably even younger than that. But no, I thought it was a wonderful movie.
Yeah,
And I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did, man. This was Roy's pick, and when he threw it out there, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I love
Yeah.
this movie.
And who hasn't been rejected?
Yeah. Actually, I would be bold enough to say I like this more than the first one.
Really?
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think the first one is like it's not like a swipe at it because the first one's incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah.
But this one was like that type of like Empire Strikes Back kind of thing where it's like, okay, now we know
what
we're
doing.
This first one was like a big success, and they were like, James Whale, have some money, and he was like, I'm going to spend it well, and he did, and it looks great.
And I also think that I'm assuming the first movie didn't have a Pretorius because he definitely made this movie something.
He was
awesome. Great. Yeah, he was fantastic.
Awesome. And Rory, what did you think of this movie?
Wait, how many times have you guys seen this movie?
I don't have no idea.
If you had to guess, if you could guess, more than 5, less than 20.
I would say like a good 30.
30? Okay.
Yeah, I would probably put it into like the more than 15, maybe more, probably like 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just
respectable.
rewatched this maybe like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So
I like that.
So this is a real story. I would say, I don't know if this is true for you too, just being like a horror movie buff, but I would say one of my very early memories of my life was for some reason just like, do you remember these books they used to have at the library? They were like Frankenstein, Dracula. They were like kind of like storybooks for kids, but they were condensed and they had the actual photos of the characters on it.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember those?
Yeah, and they came in like yellow, purple, kind of I definitely like it would have like the bar across the top.
Crestwood?
I think so.
That's the name of the company, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just remember going to a library and just seeing those images of like, Bela Lugosi and like Boris Karloff as the monster. And I just fell in love with the visuals before I ever saw the movies.
Yeah.
Right? So I had seen, like Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman by the time I was like a teenager. But I remember at one point I was like, there's a lot of sequels. Right? Because I believe there's like 5 Frankenstein movies. There's a lot of them.
A lot of Invisible Man.
Yeah, and like the Mummy.
Yeah.
So I did this summer where I watched every single one of them, including like the Abbott and Costello movies.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Because even when they weren't like the best, they were so like engaging and charming and inventive.
Awesome to look at.
They're just like you just feel like you're watching like a perfect movie for like a spooky Halloween night kind of thing,
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, like movies don't have that visual style anymore.
I totally agree.
For like horror films,
Yeah.
So like these movies are super 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 close to my heart for sure.
Is this, and you would say is this your favorite?
No. I mean it's hard. It's hard to pick because thankfully, I would say that those monster movies, while they were all made by the same company, like the Universal Pictures, I think they're very different from each other. I think the one that, if pressed, I would probably say the Wolfman.
Oh, okay.
I love Lon Chaney Jr. in the Wolfman. But no, but like Bride's super high up on that list though.
Yeah.
Like I love this movie and
Me too.
I can't even begin to say enough good things about it.
When you watched all the Frankensteins, did you watch Young Frankenstein?
Of course.
Okay.
It's not one of them, but
Can that be a movie that we do maybe one of these
Yes.
days? Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Hell yeah.
EJ,
about
what
you,
was
EJ?
what was your overall take on this?
This movie fucking sucked. No, I'm just kidding. I loved it. It was awesome. And it's always fun to revisit. And I feel like I always take new stuff away every time I do watch it. And I like the goofiness of it sometimes. And then I like the heartfelt moments with the old man. I feel like
I love that, yeah.
That whole scene.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
And just the like the, I don't want to use the word microcosm, but I will, of how someone that can't see what someone looks like is opening and welcoming and invites him in, and his first thought is to let me feed you, and you're hurt, let me cure you and let me help you, let me just be kind to you because we're both beings, not necessarily human beings, but we're both. And then 2 people come along, I recognize that guy. Let's hate him, and then the fucking house burns down, which I thought is like just kind of the way sometimes people can be in the world.
It's
and they
tragic.
jumped to the gun. I didn't mention this. I didn't mean to cut you. But they jumped to the gun. They're like, "Hey, the monster blinded that man."
Yeah.
And so, but that's not true
That's
at
not
all.
it. And
You know
then
what I mean?
as they're dragging him out of the house, he's like, "No, he's my friend. Be nice to him," which I thought was it was.
Well, we already
like
shot him. So we're a little too far
House already
gone.
on fire. It's
I think it's kind of sad, their relationship, because you're right. Like when people see him, they see what they perceive to be a monster.
Yeah.
But this guy is judging him solely on
Just
what he's
being-
getting from him. So he's sensing a gentle soul.
And
the tragedy of this movie is that that's never nurtured
yeah.
into becoming,
Yeah, and he also knows what it's like to, be not disabled. I guess that's not the right. Well, I guess it is the right word. He knows that he can't talk and he can't see, so he kind of relates like, "Hey, I got you. We'll get through this together," which I thought was it was beautiful.
Do you know that this is a movie that is held in super high regard within the gay community?
Really?
James Whale
That-
was openly gay in Hollywood,
Okay.
the director. And it's all over
In
the movie.
1935?
Yeah.
Wow.
Openly, yeah.
Wow.
A trailblazer, that guy.
That's like Liberace
A real
style
badass.
shit right there.
But he, if you watch the movie, I mean, there's a lot of like subtext in there, because I don't know if James Whale was ever intentionally putting it in there, but I mean,
It's there.
Great directors, like all of you, ends up in your films.
Yeah.
you know, and it's great. It's a really wonderful movie. It's a great horror film, but it's also just like a great classic film that everybody should see. So if you haven't seen it, stupids, watch it.
Yeah.
And then watch it again. I'm definitely going to get a rewatch on this.
It's one of those movies you can absolutely watch around Halloween anytime and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour and 15 minutes. And so it flies. I feel like it's not like,
No.
this
That's
is a long
it's fast
hour.
paced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very compact.
Yeah, and they do such a great job. The acting performances, like I said, there's some that are, you said, going for the back of the audience.
Back row?
Yeah, the back row.
For like a joke, yes, but I would just say in all sincerity, it's stylized.
Yeah, and you have like, some subtle performances that like I said, can transition into today.
Like
and
Boris Karloff.
that's
a beautiful
his monsters,
performance.
In the makeup, just incredible. Not only for the monster, but also the bride. The movie is just outstanding. Even the style, like the costuming and stuff, it's just awesome. Yeah,
Loved it.
yeah, same. Now, let's go into emojis. Do you guys have your emojis?
I have. I remember mine. It was a monster. It was a thumbs up, and that's it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
It's classic.
Lazy.
What else do I do? A flame.
Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken. I love that.
That's good.
Salt and pepper. Oh God, I love
pepper,
that
baby.
line.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even get to that line.
Oh,
Did we not get to that
yeah,
line?
no,
All
'cause
right,
it's
listen
when
up,
the
folks.
monster's running through.
All right, wait. Let me do my Rory. All right, listen up, fuckers. You guys don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now,
Tell 'em.
the funniest line in this movie is they're sitting around a campfire. Frankenstein's monster is being chased, and they go up to and they're sitting at a campfire. It's a mother, daughter. The father is standing there, and grandma's there. And as he walks up, you hear the grandmother say, "Where's the salt and pepper? We don't have any salt and pepper." And those are her only lines. And I loved it.
She's
It's
the
just
best part.
crotchety old grandma, and I laughed out loud. It was awesome.
I like
So
to
salt
think
and
that was
pepper.
James Whale's mother-in-law.
Probably.
Like, can't you just give her a line?
Just give her one.
She wanted to be an actress. It just didn't work out for her.
Yeah.
Just throw it in.
She's like, my character likes salt and pepper.
No.
Whatever.
We have other lines for you. No.
Sure.
My character likes salt and pepper. That's what I'm
jeez.
doing.
God, this is what happens.
Let's see her do it. And then they're like, "Yeah, good call. We're glad
This will
she."
age just fine.
Yeah, man. I wish there was more scenes where we could put salt and pepper in there.
I'm glad this didn't ruin the scene. I hope somebody in 2024 doesn't call us out.
Oh, God, I loved it. It's so good. So good.
I'll tell you mine.
Please.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Please.
I have a black cat because I would say that this movie was not too spooky for Ella.
Spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got a castle because for some reason Henry Frankenstein's house turns into a castle in this movie.
Yeah.
He didn't really have like
pretty rad.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Oh, I got a lightning bolt because lightning does things to people. Apparently, all you gotta do to come back from the dead is just get struck with lightning.
Yeah.
I got a monster, and I got a monster emoji, and he's got his hands out, going "Arr!"
I like that.
And then I got,
I like that.
I got a Valentine on here because these are our Valentine's Day episodes. Everyone, I hope you enjoy what we're doing.
Yes.
Valentine's Day month.
Valentine's Day month.
That's right.
We got plenty of treasures in store for you.
We should only start recording at midnight.
I know.
That should be our new thing.
Yeah.
Good God.
When we're so tired,
I can't wait.
we hope the content.
I can't.
doesn't
I
suck.
honestly can't wait to listen to this episode.
How about
You guys laughed seriously for like 4 minutes straight. Like there was 30 seconds or so where you guys weren't. You couldn't talk. Not that you didn't want to talk. You couldn't.
And then there was 5 minutes of us just kissing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, you videotaped it, which is kind of interesting.
I'll send it to you.
I felt violated.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would
Well,
say,
you signed that form, so
Yeah.
who are you gonna tell?
So my emojis are a heart organ emoji,
Good.
a cigarette
Awesome.
for smoking,
Smoke.
and a fire emoji.
Good.
You called mine lazy? Come on. That's not.
What? That was good.
I didn't want to
stuff.
take all the jokes. I knew they were going to come.
This is good stuff.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna say if the emojis go, mine's the best because I got Ella.
I got you.
Yeah,
I believe
that's
that.
true.
She's got a great spooky look to her for the
Spoopy.
Halloween season.
I like it. She's Black Void. I like it.
It's a real long cat too, so when she arches her back to go, it's great.
Tell her I said. Pss, 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 pss.
She appreciates it every time you give her a shout out.
I do. I like her.
Sometimes I'm like editing the episodes and you do that, and
And
she goes, Vince.
That's why I do it. I do it for her.
Vance. Vince. Tell him I said,
Fuck you.
fuck you, Vince.
Fuck you, Vince.
So, let's talk about plugs. Hey, Vince, you have anything you like to plug?
The only thing I want to plug is all you kids out here. We have 3 Jack's Burger Bar, and coming up this month.
Wait. Where's that located?
It's 233 East Drinker Street, Dunmore. I don't know if you knew, and if you don't know, get in the know.
Get in the know.
This coming month, February.
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 Febreze.
Okay. This coming month, Febreze, which is also Valentine's Day month, we have a burger. It is called the Lunchbox. It is an 8-ounce beef patty stuffed with peanut butter, topped with pepper jack cheese and homemade bacon jam. When I tell you the salty, the savory, all of it in one burger, it doesn't get better. But wait, there's more. If you're listening, here's an inside thing. On Leap Day, February 29th, Chef is going to be doing something very special. Last Leap Day, we did wild boar tacos. They were fantastic. And this year, 4 years later, he's got something even better planned. So I'm very excited for that.
I have a question about the lunchbox.
Yes?
Is there something specific you could maybe wash that down with?
I mean, we every year save a keg of Yingling Hershey chocolate porter to go with it, because what goes better with peanut butter other than chocolate?
I feel like there's a way that you could probably make that just a little bit better.
You
like a shot of something might
maybe
make...
like you could put some peanut butter screwball inside of the shot of just saying, inside of a pint of chocolate Hershey porter, we could put screwball whiskey inside of it.
Vince, all these things that you're saying, it sounds too good to be true.
It's not. It's an actual thing, and starting February 1st, you can get it here at 3
I feel
Jacks.
like the monster would walk in here and go, ooh,
Good, yeah.
Lunchbox, good. Lunchbox, good.
He would.
Chocolate,
He'd really appreciate
good.
that.
Hey, real quick, just before we move on from the lunchbox,
Yeah.
why don't you tell the listeners at home all about the weird lunchbox cult that we have?
Oh, God. So we have people that compete every year on how many lunch boxes they can eat. Last year, somebody ate like 20.
Literally. And a 28
there was
month.
somebody. Second place was 15.
28-day month.
It's insane. Yeah.
Do you guys keep track?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
For
I have a
them and
tally
stuff
on the
too?
board. Yeah.
Yeah, really?
No one wants to do it this year because everybody got sick last year because there's too many.
Too
It's too
many.
many burgers. It's just you
Too
can't
many
do it.
lunchboxes.
Yeah.
It was really funny because
And
they're
it's-
all like looking at like their tallies and they're all like doing cheers and laughing. And then they leave. We lock the door and we just laugh at them
just
behind
laugh.
their backs.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
I would say all the time, it's like, hey, you know who won the competition? They'd be like, well, Walter won. No, Vince won the competition. Thank you. I'm making the cash rubbing cat. You can't.
You
hear
can't
it.
see it right now,
Can't.
but Vince is literally throwing money into
In
the
the
air,
air.
just raining
Awesome.
down.
I make it rain. Yeah.
Money good.
Money good.
Hey, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, man. Do you want to go first? Do you want to plug anything?
Oh yeah, I'll plug a couple things. I'll let you plug some stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be like, was this like our first episode?
yeah, right.
Can I prompt you on something?
Well, go ahead.
Where did Ella come from?
Oh, interesting.
That beautiful little ball of fur. Where'd she come from?
Well, maybe at some point I'll put up a little picture of Ella so that you can see what you yourself could have. Not her. If you ever try to come near, I'll kill you. But there's cats like her, and you can get them all at Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. You can find them on the Facebooks, and you can give them little like donations in the form of like just food for the cats. You can get involved. They're always trying to help the cats, and it's probably better than what you're doing at home.
Which is nothing.
Probably nothing.
Listening to
Yeah.
a podcast.
No, but in all seriousness, I think what they do is amazing. They go on little missions sometimes, and they rescue cats, and they get them all rehabilitated and get them homes, because every single person should own a cat. And this is a great place to start. I would also like to plug Ravenview Productions on the Facebooks and the YouTubes, and then also Fourth Cut Productions also on the YouTubes.
Do you know you're singing these?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Fair enough.
Last one I'll put on here, and I'll go over to you. We got Variant Season. My buddy Will Perna. We love him.
Yeah.
Here on the show.
I don't know how
Yeah.
many infants he eats a week, but yeah, he looks great.
Let me check. 15.
15. That's the
Oh,
number.
like
Okay.
the lunchboxes.
I've only I've only been eating 13.
Infants,
That's why.
the original lunchbox.
Oh
Move on.
no! All right. So I would like to just plug really fast some music. Actually, Adam Farley's music on iTunes and Spotify. You could check out our friend of the show, Jon Snow. He has Facebook groups for his different tribute bands. There's the Red Cap Assassins, which are for the Limp Bizkit bands.
Yes, sir.
Tribute. And then we have Issues, which is a Korn tribute band, and Realign, which is a Godsmack tribute band. And I hope you guys enjoy those. If you get to check them out, let us know. Jess Maoni, who thank you to her for hooking us up
beautiful
with our
artwork.
logos.
Love it. Thank you, Jess.
So yeah, thanks to her. And then also check us out on Instagram and Facebook if you want to like interact with us and talk or whatever. Another way you can interact with us is if you want to email us. And Rory, what's our email?
FreakquelPodcast@gmail.com. No, Kevin, not Freakquels. Not Freakquels Podcast.
Get rid of the S.
Drop the S, man. Let it go. Freakquel Podcast. It should be Freakquels Podcast.
Proof that
It just
our
made
listeners-
everything really difficult for everyone.
Yeah, no, just proof that our listeners are dumb.
Well,
Big dummies.
dummies.
Big dummy dum-dums.
And then also, don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes or Spotify. Every little bit helps. It actually pushes us up a little bit. So make sure to leave us 5-star reviews, right?
Yeah, they should.
Maybe some bank account numbers.
Yeah.
Just to show us that we're doing a
Or
good
at
job.
least 5 stars, and then just go to town and trash us in the
Yeah,
comment.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Trash fence.
And with Rory, just the first 3 of your social and then the last 6
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
in combination. Please.
Oh, also, speaking of Jess Mione, NEPA Horror Fest, check that out. For those of you who aren't aware of it, Bob Keller and Jess Mione put on what I would describe as a bitchin' event
Sweet.
twice a year for a little while now, where they play some movies up at a drive-in, and they get some guests from horror movies to come into our little area. They do signings, meet and greets, stuff like that. And they do like little vendor tables if you want to like, sell your stuff through them. Just look into it. NEPA Horror Fest. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. And then soon enough, we'll find out about, getting some T-shirts. So that way, if you want to get a T-shirt and, support the show, tell your friends and family.
I'm not doing anything with it because I'm not going to see a penny from it because I know you two.
Yeah.
Scoundrels.
What?
Give him money.
Yeah.
Stop with the air quotes.
Get out of here. You're so cute.
This is what? Episode 21, and Vince's family is still hungry.
Still starving.
Still hungry.
Yeah.
I feel so
Speaking
terrible.
of hungry.
You don't feel
Speaking of hungry, the lunchbox at Reject.
But guys, thank you so much for listening and checking out this episode, a very special episode. And we appreciate you guys tuning in every single week, listening to us goofballs just talk about movies and goofing on them, having fun. So guys, thank you so much for listening. We couldn't do it without you, no matter what Rory says. And also, last but not least, thank you for listening to
Freakquels good.